Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm reading today for Cancerian energy. The theme of this set of readings is kind of just a little bit of fun for spooky day, spooky season, Halloween, Scorpio season. It's just that time of the year where we like to get a bit spooky and indulge in kind of like a little bit scary, a little bit out there stuff. So I thought I'd do a set of readings based on who are you connecting with in the astral, who are you connecting with in your dreams, who's your soul family, your soul tribe. So who is Cancer connected to in the ethers? So this may be a love interest, it may be a partner, it may be your family, maybe friends, it may be somebody that you don't even know. We'll find out what comes out, and you can kind of, it'll either resonate or it won't, and either way you can take it or leave it. Again, intended to just be a little bit fun. It might be a little bit spooky, but that's kind of the intention, right? So please don't get freaked out by it. Just remember, it's just for entertainment purposes only, this set of readings, I want to say. Also, to those of you who have been subscribing, thank you so much. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you could do so. It would really help me out, and it'd help out the channel because it would provide me access to community tools so that I could communicate with you guys better and run polls and make posts. So thank you again to those of you who already have subscribed. Okay, so let's get into it. I need to get you a song first. So I'm using my Dark Horse playlist because, again, spooky season. So we'll see what we get. Can I get a song, please, for Cancer's reading? The energy between Cancer and their person. Spotless Mind by Sofia Karlberg. Looking for an eternal sunshine, our Spotless Mind. So that's obviously referencing that movie with Jim Carrey and is it Kate Winslet who's the woman in that movie, and they've had a relationship. Basically the premise is, I mean, skip forward a minute if you don't want to hear it. The premise is that they remember each other. They kind of have like deja vu about each other. It's like, have I met you before? I'm really interested in you. There's kind of like natural chemistry there between these two people. So maybe you've had like a past life with this person, or you meet them and it's like, I feel like I've known you forever, that kind of thing. But the premise of the movie, they've actually had their minds wiped because they did have a relationship in the past, and it was really stormy and tempestuous, and there was a lot of problems, and eventually the girl just kind of thinks, I'm out, I don't want to think about this person anymore, and she has her memory wiped. And then he finds out about this and also has his memory wiped, but they still feel like magnetically compelled to move towards each other. So I don't know if that resonates for you in any sort of way. Again, it might just not be your reading, right? If it's not to your taste, that's absolutely fine. If it is resonating, yay! Looking for an eternal sunshine, our Spotless Mind. He used to be tidy and flawless. Oh, till he came around, yeah. I've been walking down every memory lane. Won't you get out of my brain? Because I've been chasing down your face. You hide and I erase. I've been sweeping through every visionary tale, but I still think it's strange. Each time you fade, then you escape. You're playing well. I lose again. So maybe this is someone who you kind of like hide and seeking with in the, sorry, I bumped the camera then if you noticed that. Maybe this is someone that you kind of like hide and seeking with in the astral, you know, kind of like, it's like, where are they? I'm going to go and try and find them in my dreams tonight, that kind of thing. So she says, I might be hide and seeking you out, head spaced out, now you're here again. So maybe when you get into a different frame of mind, a different headspace, like that's when they kind of appear, like maybe unexpectedly, like they're running through your mind. Try to run if you can out of my mind. Looking at planets freaking you out. This time I'll let you slip away. None of you will remain, just a blackout. Baby, you're driving me mental. You're nowhere to be found. Oh, I slipped timeless memento. You're high up in my cloud. I've been posting signs of no vacancy to stay, so get the hell out of my brain. This is like someone who's living rent-free, right? Rent-free in your head. I've been chasing down your face. Yeah, so it repeats. Yeah, and then it just repeats. So interesting. Somebody that you can't get them out of your head. You feel like maybe they could even be popping up in your reality unexpectedly, like you keep running into this person. It could be an ex, it doesn't have to be. Again, this could be like somebody from a past life connection. But yeah, really struggling to get them out of your head, and I feel like you find yourself thinking about them unexpectedly, or they just pop up in your thoughts, and you're like trying to get them out of your head, and they're just there. And then when you want them, it's like, I hope I dream about this person tonight. Oh, I just got a really interesting smell. It smelled like, I have painted my nails, but it smelled like nail varnish remover, which I haven't actually touched. So I don't know if some of you are thinking about my nails, maybe you don't like my colour or something, or maybe you're just removing your own nail polish right now. But yeah, I can still smell it really strongly. That's nail polish remover, and it does smell different to nail polish. It's quite a distinct smell. Okay. Cancer. Who is Cancer? So just remember, you can flip and reverse it. So it may be that this is your person and this is you, because cross watches come into the reading. So just be aware of that. Lara Croft on the bottom. I don't know if that's significant. So again, you could have watched a film with this person. So take it however it resonates to you. So this, I think, is Slumdog Millionaire. And this is, oh, what's it called? It's like a prison movie. I can't think what it's called. It's like a prison movie where they're trying to escape the prison. I can't think what the movie's called though. Okay, so you could be male, but don't worry, gender's very fluid in the tarot, so it's more about the meaning of the card. And again, this could just be an identifier. Maybe you've watched these movies with this person, maybe you relate to these characters. Just take it as it resonates. But the Page of Queens is telling me that you may kind of actually be some kind of apprentice, or you may be a student, an apprentice, something like that, where it's like you're doing something where you're actually learning tangible skills, or you're gaining practical knowledge in something. The Page of Queens is kind of like just getting started. It could be like you've just started a job or something like that, but like they've just started out doing something that's really practical, and they're kind of like in the planning stage. That's at least what that card means to me. So it's like a millionaire in the making is what I'm kind of getting. It kind of is giving me Taurus energy as well. I don't know if you're connecting with the Taurus, or, you know, you've got Taurus in your chart. And then Temperance. So this is Sagittarius. This is patience, right? It's like, again, it feels very, very Taurian. It's like understanding that you're just getting started on something. It's going to take time for this to kind of pay off. It's going to take time for you to learn these skills. You know, this isn't something that happens overnight. It's like, you know, that this is something that's kind of like long term. I'm really noticing as well, he's kind of got this gold aura, and he's kind of like being showered in this gold light. So there could be something about that, like it's almost like you're being blessed, right? You've got a blessed aura or something like that. Okay, let's keep going. I'm sorry if you can see, I've got a really scruffy cardigan on today just because it's gone a bit colder. Actually, I'm quite warm. I'm going to take it off, having said that. It's just that time of the season where it's like sweater weather, but you just want to get in like your old favourites, you know, comfy ones that you can wear around the house. Maybe that's something else that you're doing. That's a very Cancerian thing, I feel, like getting into sweater weather, being like pulling out all your old favourites, the really comfy clothes, the things that make you feel really like snuggly and secure and warm. They're showing me a lot of like falling leaves, obviously, because it's autumn. They may just be reminding me that it's autumn, but I think I've already said that. Maybe you've got leaves and you're like decorating your house, or maybe like you've gone collecting leaves with your children. They're just showing me like falling colourful leaves. It's like falling leaves, but it feels a bit like they're pasted onto a wall or something. Again, that could just be some kind of signifier for someone. But again, it's like a common thing a lot of people do. So just take it as it resonates, leave it if it's not your thing. Cancer's person, they just keep showing me the leaves. That one. Oh, the Tower. You could be connecting with a Scorpio. Just notice that everybody's a person of colour in these cards. That could be significant for somebody. Again, leave it if it isn't. Okay, aggressive. Like the energy, the imagery of this card is aggressive. So please don't worry too much. Again, this could just be talking about like dreams that you've had. Like a dream that, you know, you were in some kind of conflict with this person. And, you know, it may not be something that's like actually part of your tangible 3D reality. So don't get too freaked out. It is very much like ethereal kind of dream space type stuff. But the Tower itself is kind of like the storm, right? It's can this withstand the storm? So this person could be, I'm going to make a wild guess here, and it's not going to be for everybody. If this is a 3D relationship, you could have a very stormy relationship with this person. It could be someone you work with, but the way I'm reading it, the very specific scenario that I'm seeing is that there's two, because it's both like really watery energy as well, like Cancer's watery energy and then Scorpio's watery energy. But it has the feeling of people who are in a very rocky relationship. Like maybe it's like there's a lot of arguments, it's on again, off again, you know, you keep trying to make it work. You feel like you're trying to make it work. That is Cancerian energy. That's how Cancer's, again, everybody's got a full chart, so how you personally behave in a relationship is going to depend on things like your Venus placement, your Mars placement, your Mercury placement, your Moon placement, right? Because that's kind of like relationships and behind closed doors and like what makes you angry and all that kind of thing. But Cancerian energy as an energy by itself is a clinging energy. It's a grasping energy. Again, I was talking about like the cozy old sweater, right? That maybe it's time to throw it out, but you keep hold of it because it's like you're nostalgic about it. You know, there's familiarity there. It does make you feel safe and secure and stable. So Cancerian energy tends not to be very comfortable with change, and you know, it is an energy that grasps to things that are long past they're telling me like use by date, like things that are, you know, they're no longer benefiting you. There's no growth there. It's just stagnancy. And like, especially in relationships, Cancer can find it really hard to let go of old relationships because they're nostalgic about them. It's like remembering the good times or just feeling familiar with it. So just if that's your specific case, just be really wary of that tendency. And it can be very suffocating. So again, I'm not saying that each individual person watching this is 100% going to be like that, because it does depend on all your different placements. You could have something like Sagittarius Venus, which is like very independent. It's like, do what you want in love, right? It's like, don't tie me down. So again, it really depends on your full birth chart, but Cancer by itself is like, ugh. So what I'm seeing here with Page of Coins and Temperance is somebody in a relationship where they're trying to make it work, right? They're like, I've got a plan here, or I've got a new plan to make this work, right? I'm just going to be patient. This is, you know, I'm going to put the time and effort into this. I'm going to, you know, make, you know, you're just trying to make this work. And again, it could be a job situation. Alarm bells are ringing, right? Sirens blaring, red flags, Cancer. On this side, we have somebody who's feeling perhaps a little bit vindictive. They feel like they're throwing everything up in the air, right? They feel like they've had enough. They feel like they're getting things off the chest. They feel like they are slamming the door. So this feels much more tempestuous. It's an odd energy to hold on to. And if you think you're going to fix this person, maybe explore that, right? Cancer, maybe just explore that idea of whether that's healthy or not. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. You know, you have to do what's right for you, but you can't try and fix and change another person, right? You can offer help, you can offer support, but people aren't projects, right? So that's what I'm getting. If it's not your case, just let it go. Again, it could be vice versa, like Cancers as well. Cancers can kind of like be in this energy, like the drama, right? It's like, oh, it's all going off. So again, just flip it and reverse it as needs be. So reading for you, reading for Cancer, please. Reading for Cancer, Page of Coins and Temperance. Ow! Oh, I just feel like I was just literally, I feel like I was just stabbed in the back on my shoulder blade. Ow! And who else got a load of physical stuff? I feel like it was Virgo. I get visions, I get smells, I'm clairaudient, I hear things, and I get physical things as well. And they really do seem to be coming in thick and fast in this set of readings. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm very sensitive. Again, that could be because it's Scorpio season, right? The veil's thin and all that kind of stuff. What did I say? What word did I say about 10 times then? Because I know I repeat myself, right? I've got Gemini moon. Libra Mercury, Gemini moon. I repeat myself. It's a thing. Nostalgia. Nostalgic. Thinking about the good times. Thinking about what might have been, right? Really painting. Why is this person not listening? Who are you? Who are you here? Focus on the here and now. Focus on the here and now. pay attention to what's in front of you. Are people trying, is this person actually, it does have that feeling of like this person's actually in the 3D. So it's like somebody that you know. But your relationship with them in the 3D feels different than it is astrally, right? Because I'm seeing it almost like this, right? So we're all just stardust. It's like this person here is daydreaming, right? They're thinking about all the good times. They're thinking about what could be. You know, they've got this real kind of Piscean quality. I don't know if somebody has Pisces in the chart, of like rose-tinted glasses and fantasy, right? Where in the here and now, this person's trying to talk to her and she's not listening. She's not present. So is anyone trying to talk to you and you're not being present with them? Or is this vice versa? You're trying to talk to this person and they're not. It's like the head is in the clouds. You know, what did that song say? It's like headspace, right? It's talking about being the, maybe you're using Headspace, the app, or you need to kind of like, it has this feeling of like one person being very grounded. It's actually coming through with this side. If this is you, it's actually coming through. This side is grounded. This side may be a little bit more, I don't know. And do you see what I was saying as well about like the gold coming down? It's like trying to catch the stardust, trying to catch the, it's almost trying to pull something in from the 5D, or spending more time on the 5D than you are in the 3D. Like spending too much time in the dream space. Again, take it as it resonates. It could be you, it could be this other person. So do you need to get grounded? So maybe something like Headspace, or I think there's like another one as well, isn't there? Like Calm. There's quite a few apps like that now because they're quite popular. So you could just find one that suits you, or even just like meditation music, anything that's going to help you, you know, get centered and ground, and like make the time to have the daydream space. So I do that during meditation, and then I try and ground during, you know, sometimes I'm like, right, I've got to pull myself out of that and do laundry. I do think maybe it's strange because she's got these little like clamshells, and clamshells normally come on the Queen of Cups card, which is a Cancerian card. So you do feel quite dreamy. You do feel maybe you have like a bit starseed quality to you or something like that. The Tower, please. The Tower. I mean, it's beautiful, right? It's I say this to Pisces, it's like that dreaminess of Pisces is something to be appreciated, not something that should be condemned or, you know, Pisces are the ones that sit there daydreaming about something beautiful, but they never actually do anything to make it happen, depending on the full chart. But it's beautiful, like to be the dreamer, to envision something different is a very powerful, important quality to have. So it's not something that should be, it's something that needs to be in balance, right? Like anything, like if you work too hard, if you're too grounded, if you're too practical, you know, that can become, you know, toxic as well if it's pushed to an extreme. So it's like with anything in life, it's about balance. So having the time to do that, but also needing to kind of like ground and put pen to paper and, you know, do those practical things. Tell me about the Tower, please. Tell me about the Tower. Don't know if you're connecting with a Aquarius. Aquarius had this card. It's time for healing, not war. Look at that, right? Again, this is Scorpio carries that energy of like vengeance, you know, an eye for an eye and the whole world goes blind. It did feel like Aquarius was talking to somebody about that. Protest, start a revolution. I mean, carefully, right? Not in a toxic way. Feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. All right, so I wasn't going to bring this up, didn't know if it was for you. I've been getting stuff, I've been getting Halsey a lot. I'm heading straight for the castle. They're going to make me their queen. But there's an old man sitting on the throne telling me I probably shouldn't be so mean. So the story that's going on here is like somebody who's had enough, right? This person, yes, they're coming through as aggressive. Yes, they're coming through as vengeful. Yes, they're coming through as angry. But it's for a purpose. Because I want to say this person is taking that anger and turning it into change. This is literally, the Tower card is ruled by Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. Pluto I've been talking about a lot this week because it's really, really, really affecting everybody collectively at the moment, because it's starting to move out of Capricorn into Aquarius, and in doing so, it's like it's tearing down anything that's no longer fit for purpose. It's like Pluto is an annihilator energy. It's like a detective. It's a investigative energy, and it tears everything apart and looks at every component part, and anything that can no longer stand gets destroyed. It's a destroyer energy, so that it can be built anew and it can be built better. If you think about, say you've been building, have you ever been building like a big Lego project, for example, or like a piece of IKEA furniture, right? And it's like you get so far into it and you think, oh, hang on, this is wonky, I've missed a piece here, this isn't going to stand, this isn't going to work properly. I'm gonna have to break it all apart and start again, or I'm gonna have to break it down into pieces and figure out what went wrong, and then you do it again and it's better. That's the energy of like Pluto moving between these two things. And so the way it's affecting this person that you're connected with, it's like they are seeing things that are not right in the world and they're angry about it, right? They're seeing injustice, they're seeing fighting, they're seeing any kind of situation where there's been destruction for the sake of destruction, perhaps, or thoughtless destruction, and they're saying, do you know what, I'm going to lead this revolution, right? Yeah, or I'm going to play an active part. It's very, again, very Cancerian energy. Cancer is a very social sign. It's Cancer and Aquarius, I don't know if you like partnering up with an Aquarius, very, very socially conscious signs. Being a water sign and being very empathetic, you really connect emotionally to the people around you. It's like you understand, that's why negative Cancer energy can be a little bit sociopathic, right? A little bit controlling. But in the light, it's like, I feel everything all my friends are feeling. I feel everything all my family are feeling. I totally understand this situation on a personal level. Let's get everybody together here, which you have a very almighty power to do so, Cancer. You could really help this person. Because like, look, it's like almost like these two girls are like not hearing each other here, and then here they've got their arms around each other. So if this person seems irate or angry, or maybe a little bit aggressive, you know, when people are all kind of like hepped up, but like hepped up, is that the right word? They're all like frustrated and angry, and there's something going on, like, and you know, maybe something in politics, and they're like, you know, they're really letting off steam, they're really trying to like express themselves, but because they're kind of like a bit like angry, a bit hot, it can sometimes come across that they're angry at you, and you're like, it's almost like I'm gonna disconnect. I'm just gonna go to my safe space here. It has that feel to it, but I think you can really, I think they're asking for help, because I think they understand that you have that ability to tap into the group, right? To understand and utilize the feelings of this group. And it's almost like you get elevated because of this, like, because it's like, or they do, like somebody's like, because they've played an instrumental part, because they've been, and again, it doesn't have to be on a political scale. I mean, maybe you are going on some kind of like march, or, you know, maybe you are like getting on social media, or this person is, and kind of like really you know, joining some sort of cause, because there's a lot of causes to join right now, right? There's so many different things going on in the world that's like, you know, corruption like being revealed, or, you know, bad business practices, all this kind of stuff. And it's like holding governments accountable. So if you're in one of those movements, then, you know, that's what that is. Or this person, right? It's also kind of coming through. Now, again, I don't know if it's like this person gets elevated, right? It's like they get the position because they're, you know, popular, right? They've joined the popular cause. So when the one person is outed, this person's raised. Again, it's like riding your healthy anger, right? But it does seem overindulgent. Doesn't that feel like, if that is like, if this is like a timeline, it's like one of these people in this crowd gets put on the throne. But if this is like an overlapping reality, it's almost like, you know, like Marie Antoinette, like the French Revolution, where it's like she's sat there with all this stuff, overindulging, like even like that wine's been knocked over, there's like food discarded on the floor because this person's greedy and overindulgent, right? And stagnant. Look at all the cobwebs. And then this revolution outside is like, we're starving, right? We don't have food to... Slow down and celebrate yourself. And there's this. This is the tower, right? Look at the comparison of these two castles. How fascinating. How absolutely fascinating. A time for healing, not war. It's like this person needs to be told this, right? Because war costs a lot of money. So again, if a government has been at war, there is a cost to the community, not just in terms of lives, right? But in terms of funding. When there's a war happening, a lot of the money, the taxes, it all gets channeled into what's needed for that fighting, right? And yet there can be a lot of wars, right? There can be a lot of like, you know, a war on this, a war on that, a war on the price of gas, you know? So it doesn't have to be a literal war, although that is topical, right? So it's like this government consuming all this money, and people get fat on war, right? People who, you know, people sell weapons, you know? And these people who sell weapons or have stocks in weapons companies, they make a fortune on war, right? There's money to be made in wartime. Chaos is a ladder. So who's getting fat on war? Right? While the people suffer. So saying we're done with the fighting is just destructive, right? The fighting is almost like seeping the life out of both sides. So let's demand change here. Let's look for more alternate routes. Let's look for ways that we can understand each other and find that common ground. And be more socially conscious. I think there is a shift from conservative governments into more, or governance organisations and things like that, which is more Capricorn, into the more Aquarian energy of community, socialism, fairness, and upholding those values rather than this is the way we do it, right? And the chase of money, which is more Capricorn. Again, Capricorn can be good and bad, but Pluto in Capricorn definitely has that effect of, you know, really questioning these things. So yeah, that's how that feels. I don't want to waffle on too much about that because it is coming up a lot in a lot of readings, so some of you are going to be sick of hearing it. But this is almost like slow and steady wins the race on your side. Slow and steady wins the race, being patient, dreaming of a better future, being nostalgic about the past. It does have a little bit of a quality of like, let's make things great again. But I think you have to ask if you're looking at the past through rose-tinted glasses. Was it ever that great to begin with? Or, you know, should we look forward and look at how we can improve? You know, do we want to go back to the past, or do we want to improve on a future? What's going on for Cancer, please? Starfish. Yeah, definitely something about like your dreams. Try and look to the future rather than the past. Try and focus on the dreams and what could be an expansion. Starfish is an expansive energy. Again, you may find yourself, perhaps your ideas, especially if these ideas are almost like divinely guided. Maybe you're channeling actual ideas that are really, it feels like really hitting the mark in terms of like what other people are thinking and feeling. It's like whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying is in some way drawing attention to you, because it is connecting to people, right? There's a reach with the starfish. So yeah, dreams, wishes is kind of like Six of Wands energy as well, with like attention, being in the spotlight. And again, it's watery energy. And it's an energy of regrowth, right? Repair and regrowth. So a starfish can lose a limb and it'll grow back. And I think it can even grow into a second starfish. So regeneration. So you are being nostalgic and looking to regenerate. Again, it could be a relationship. So just be wary. It does have an energy as well. Not so much as the octopus, but perhaps of pulling things into the center. So you could be trying to pull people into center ground, right? Trying to get everybody to get into that position of what can we agree on. Let's stop looking at our differences and let's start to focus on our similarities. So yeah, I feel like you could be clubbing together with an Aquarius to do that. But this is very scorpionic over here, so I'm not quite sure who exactly this person is. And again, you could be connecting to like an entire collective of mixed people. Okay, I'm seeing a card. I'll be very curious to see if it comes out. No, it didn't. No, it didn't come out. Okay, I was seeing the fire ant because it has the energy of like a lot of people, right? A lot of people who are angry. Yeah, you could be connecting with multiple people here. There's like 3 people on this card. So Sagittarius, this tends to be like Gemini, Gem rabbits, but it doesn't have to be. Whale. The rabbit is a bit scared. They're a bit frightened. They're a bit scared of speaking something into existence, right? It's the sort of person who worries about something so much that inadvertently they make it happen. The horse energy is Sagittarius, doesn't have to be, but it's like wild and free and spirited and adventurous and fast moving, but also very hard working when they're determined to get something done. The whale spirit for me is deep secrets, deep feelings, things that have been kept hidden coming back up to the surface. It has a bit of an alien-like quality to it. It's like an ancient old soul energy. So it could be like you're connecting with all of these in some sort of way. Earth, water. Okay. I'm going to go to the situation between you. So what's the shared energy between you and what feels like it could be a group? Okay. Ghost ship. It's like, it feels like the past. Owl, like owl's knowledgeable. So ghost ship, what I'm getting from it with all this like nostalgia and things like that, right, it's coming in 2 ways. With the whale, it feels like almost like a starship, right? Almost like something that's happening in the astral, like something that's coming in, but it's not seen yet, it's only felt. The initial thing that I got, which is coming through more strongly for you, is ships can symbolize for me like a group of people in a container. So if you think about like a workplace, like your ship might be the workplace, or your ship might be the family, right? It's like a lot of people working together to bring that ship safely home and to do whatever job it was intended to do. With it being a ghost ship, right, it's like haunted by a past situation, haunted by something from the, or like memories or nostalgia for a workplace or a family situation or something from the past. Again, it could be past life, but it feels like a group. And again, with that song, with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, it's almost like it just, with both ways it's coming through, it has this feeling of like, maybe being very in touch with your soul family, right? And you could have had past lives with them, right? It's like, this is the ship for you. But it's like you're not seeing it, something like that. It's like it's hidden from you with the whale. It's intuitive, or it's part of the dream space, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily in your reality, which is why I think it's almost like trying to pull it in a way, right? Trying to pull this in. But is it something from the past? Is it something that you need to move on from? Or is it something... I'm not sure. Right, I've got 4 decks to use here. I'm going to pull all the cards and then I'm going to reshuffle them and tell you the story as they come out. So I want to get all the cards out first and then we'll interpret them. What's going on for Cancer and the energies they're connecting with? Anything else? Okay. So you've got the Magician, the King of Swords. But again, it all depends on how they come out. A lot of secrets. Do you see the way that the cards keep flipping and hiding? That tells me it's part of the reading, it wants to come out, but it's something to do with secrets. It's something that's unknown as of yet. Okay, why is that? The Empress and the Four of Cups. I'm going to put the Empress away, but we'll shuffle again and see if it does actually want to come out or not. It's just that it was touching it, so I don't know if maybe that's something for someone. That there it is. Oh, very, very secretive. Whoa. That's the Sun, is it? No, the Ace of Wands. Something big coming in for you. The King of Swords again on the underlying. Again, Aquarius showing all over this reading. It could be something that really comes... It could be something that you're kind of almost getting visions of the future. It's almost like memories of the future. Does that make any sense? So it's like you're remembering something that hasn't happened yet. So it could be very confusing for you, actually. And it could be that it's coming in for you in Aquarius season in terms of when Pluto's in Aquarius. So I think it first moves into Aquarius early 2023, and then it's in there for like several years, right? Like 10, 20 years, something like that. Not 10, 20 years. No, it's in 10, 20 year cycle. So several years. It's a really slow moving planet. Sometimes I say things wrong. It's going to happen, guys. I've got a pickle brain. But yeah, it's... So when Pluto starts to move into Aquarius, that's when this could actually start to visualize for you. But at the moment, it's very secretive. It feels like it's in the manifestation process. So I'd be very curious. If any of you ever remember this reading like 5 years from now and you think, yeah, that happened in Aquarius season, like come back and tell me if my channel's still going and I've not been banned yet. I would really, really love to know. How fascinating. King of Wands as well. Ace of Wands twice, King of Wands, Empress again. So it didn't come out of that High Priestess. Oh, you know something's coming. And it's going to be really fucking good for you. What? Okay. Cancer, I'm so excited for you. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Ghost ship. It's like, again, with like... Yeah, it feels like nostalgia. Future nostalgia, right? Dua Lipa, future nostalgia. I think someone else had that as well. Yeah, it feels like memories of the future. How fascinating. High Priestess, yeah. Like that. That's confirmation if I ever saw it. And she's secretive. She doesn't speak on it. You know something. You know something's coming in. You know you're going to be part of something in the future. You sense this change. And so it's really hard to be present in your reality. It's really hard to be in the here and now. Because it's like, you know that whatever your current situation is, it's temporary, right? It's not... It's like you've had a dream, like a prophetic dream or something. It's like you know what's coming for you. And if you've... I don't know, it's coming through now with this certainty. And again, this patience, right? This preparedness to make a plan. This deep knowing, this spiritual, like, sixth sense. And then it's like completely hidden though. It's almost like looking around trying to see. It's almost like as though I was like, I need my crystal, where's my crystal? And I was looking around for it and it's right there in front of me, right? But it's like maybe hard to see because it's kind of transparent. It's like I'm just not, it's like I know it's there, I know where I put it, but I can't see it, right? But it's there. That's kind of how it feels. I know that might not make a huge amount of sense to everybody, but it's hard sometimes when I'm being given, and maybe this is what it is for you. It's like when you know something, right? Sometimes it's feeling or a sense rather than something that you can necessarily describe very easily. Oh, okay. So 4 of Cups, not taking offers because you know that there's something better coming in, right? You sense that there's this better thing coming in for you. So at the moment, you're not taking anything that's like any social offers or like offers of romance or something like that. You're waiting for, it's like you're waiting for the one because you met them in the dream, right? I don't know if that's necessarily healthy, but that's how it's, yeah, look at that. You're waiting for the one. So this is the Page of Cups. So it could be Pisces, doesn't have to be. It's like, you know you're going to get this knock on your door. You know that this, like, It's like you've dreamt of your perfect person, and then you meet them, and it's like, I know you, right? It's like, I've been waiting for you. Like that Savage Garden song, right? I knew I loved you before I met you. And the Magician, it's like, I manifested you. I manifested you. I dreamt of you, and now you're here in my real life. I dreamt someone died last night. I don't know if avocados mean anything to anyone. Somebody died, and I was trying to find their avocado seed. And I was like, I couldn't find their avocado seed. I'm not going to speak anymore on that again, because we're careful about manifesting things and speaking things into existence. I've gone very, very hot. Like I'm in a sauna. Really hot all of a sudden. What else, please? So hot. Okay, you need to tell me more. Right, okay. Ace of Wands. New start. Really exciting. Like, life is an adventure. Let's go. I'm really enthusiastic about this. It's like I can see the sun rising. I want to run towards it. Ladybirds could be significant. I'm really getting pulled to that ladybird there. Maybe watch out for ladybirds if you've seen ladybirds. Even if it's like, make me think of ladybird books for some reason. It could be something about smells. That's been coming up a lot as well this week. They're giving me, maybe you can smell someone cooking right now. They're giving me, can you smell what the rock is cooking? It's like, can you smell what the universe is cooking? It's like brewing something up. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, and then it's like you're holding it. It's like you're holding the sun. It's the Ace of Wands into the Two of Wands. They're giving me, this girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. Kind of makes me think of Gemini's reading. It's like the... Are you like an Olympian? It's almost like the Olympic torch, right? Be getting, like, passing the baton, something like that, passing the baton. Because you've got another Ace of Wands, right? And then this is like the Ace of Wands into the Two of Wands. And then it's going to be back into the Ace of Wands. So it feels like passing the torch. What is this reading? Like, I'm loving these readings. I don't know what you all think about them. Feel free to let me know in the comment box down below. Like, they're mad. But that's what it's like, right? If you have mad dreams, you have mad fantasies. And I say mad in terms of like the old-fashioned word of romance, right? It's like adventurous. It's a bit out there. It's a bit unbelievable kind of thing. It's not like the mundane everyday reality, but it's so much fun to do this set of readings. I didn't realise it was gonna be so interesting and enjoyable and fascinating. King of Wands into the Ace of Wands. There you go. Look at that. What is happening? What is this? It's really exciting, right? It's really, really exciting because it's all wands. And it's like, wands is like fun, creativity, adventure, passion, excitement, enthusiasm, spontaneity, all these hot, fiery things. No wonder I was so hot, right? So the Ace of Wands, it's like you see it coming and then you get it in your hands and then it's like you pass it on to somebody else, right? This is like, look at it, look at that, look at that. Can you see this? I'm like holding it over here, you can't even see. Like, look at that. Can you see all the women lined up? They're all like lighting the wand. What? What? I probably saw that card before, but I didn't look at it that closely. I was getting it literally, that passing the baton was just because it was like the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands. And then I was like, I remember there was another Ace of Wands. So the King of Wands to the Page of Wands. So it's somebody being taught something, right? Somebody being, again, it could be like a child. Like passing on information, passing on knowledge, passing on the enthusiasm. I don't know why it's giving me like, what's that film called? right? With Professor Xavier, like X-Men, like they all go to like that big school, right? Where they learn to be like superheroes and to control their powers, because that's the whole point of the school, right? Isn't it? Like the mutants, so they all have these like magic powers or these mutations that give them these special abilities, but sometimes they don't know how to control them, and sometimes because they don't know how to control them, they're quite harmful. So it's really, that's kind of the meaning of the Page of Wands journey to be the King of Wands, right? It's like learning to control those passions, learning to control your instincts, your impulses, and to become a master of them. So it's like, this is kind of like the master taking on new students. And then the Two of Swords into, look at passing the baton. Oh my God, passing the baton. It's like Two of Swords into the Three of Swords. If somebody has to leave to do something, it could be kind of heartbreaking. It's like somebody's moving on to the next thing, right? So they're passing the baton on to somebody else. It's like training up more people, like having something else to do. So like giving somebody the, like giving someone else the reins or something like that. What else, please? What else, please? Which way do these want to go? Okay. I've been passed the baton, like it's been passed on to me. How fascinating. Page of Swords. So we've gone from Wands into Swords. Now swords are all about logic, thoughts, communication. So you've got 3 pages here. You've got the Page of Wands, the Page of Creativity. Somebody learning about creativity, spontaneity, fire, you know, how to use that element. You start off as the Page of Pentacles, which is the page of practicality, the page of skills, the page of knowledge. The Page of Swords is the page of information and communication. So it could be like a student who's learning it. Again, it feels like a school. So it's like this person's learning, or like these are all the, like the kids with special abilities going to this school and like learning about their specific like specialism. So the Page of Swords is, it is a bit of a spy, right? They are gathering information. So it can be somebody who's kind of like researching, looking things up on social media, kind of like watching, figuring things out, calculating, planning. But yeah, it's coming through with the 3 pages. It's like a school for kids with special abilities, right? Like, is it Madame Peregrine? Or like Harry Potter, you know, like some kids are good at different types of magic. If we get another page, I'm going to freak out. The Empress. Oh, and do you know, why did I know? I was looking at the High Priestess as well. And I was looking at the High Priestess, who's similar to Empress. It's like the Empress is the grounded version. The High Priestess is kind of like the spiritual version. But it's kind of like these 2 cards are like the epitome of feminine energy. Oh, I got spirit bumps. It's like the Empress, and it could be you, Cancer. This is like the head teacher, right? And she's gentle and she's nurturing and she's compassionate and she understands each of these children, because at one point she was also those 3 children, right? Because the reason why I'm saying that is the Empress is the embodiment of all 4 queens of the tarot. So she's mastered all 4 suits, right? So swords and communication and knowledge and, you know, all the different pursuits that she could possibly like master. She's done that. So it could be somebody with a master's degree, right? But she is maternal. Like she's shown here as like maybe being pregnant or clutching her stomach, because she's birthing new life into the world. She's bringing in, again, you could have children, right? So it's like, it's almost like you've had this download, or like a prophetic dream, if I was going to really say this, of the ghost ship is now, the whale on the ghost ship is coming through now like a school, right? Like a literal school or a place of educational training. Like, especially with like these columns, right? It's like the, you know, the front facade of a institution. So it's like you've got this dream of a better way of delivering education to special children, right? With unique gifts or unique needs, however you want to see it. Like it could be like children with learning difficulties, but they're like brilliant at certain aspects. It's like in some aspects they're a genius, but the normal school system with its very kind of scattergun approach, it's like it takes you a bit of everything, doesn't work for them, because it could be like PE is really distressing for them, or you know, they're really good at running but they hate maths, and like, you know, things like that. So if you've ever known or worked with like any children, most children are like this, right? Like you know, really good at some things but really struggling with others, and it's like, you know, they're never gonna, it's not that any child should not be taught the basics, it's not that, it's that sometimes so much energy is poured into giving children a very basic education, that these children with some kind of natural talent or special ability or just sheer enthusiasm for something, if that's not nurtured, then that child's just going to be mundane in everything, right? But if you have a child who is like a brilliant gymnast, or a, like, they've got the brain of like Einstein, right? And it's like, if you get that kid and you give them access to the right training or the right support or the right resources, they could be the next Einstein or the next it's just with all the, you know, the Olympians here, it's like they could be the next I'm trying to think, I don't do sports, so I'm trying to think of an Olympian. Like literally nothing in my brain right now. I know Olympians, like Tom Daley, the next Tom Daley, or God, finally one came in, and it's only because he's got a really cool front cover on, like, it's like Cosmopolitan magazine or Glamour magazine or something like that. It's got like a really colourful like costume on the front cover of that at the moment, so that's why he's in my head. Being a Libra, right, I'm not interested in sweaty sports, I'm interested in visuals, darling. I'm joking, right? Or am I? But it's like specialism, so maybe you're setting up some kind of like specialist school, and you're demanding a change of some kind of organization in the future. You know, you're saying, you know, education's not fit for purpose, you know, all it's doing is creating a community of mundane children who have taught the basics. There's no specialism there, there's no excitement. That's not a very fair criticism of, I was going to go into education myself. I actually got onto a PGCE course, which is a postgraduate course, so not as dumb as I look, right? And there's some brilliant aspects to the education system. You know, it's very, very tried and tested. It's very, you know, I was talking about Capricorn energy being very much, this is how we do it, this is the traditional way, this is a proven method that works, right? But it's like, it doesn't work for everyone. Yes, that's brilliant for most children, but it doesn't work for everyone, and sometimes we need more specialist schools or a more adaptive learning environment to really meet the needs of exceptional or unusual children. So it feels like, it's like, it really feels like Miss Peregrine's. And then the King of Swords. I feel like the King of Swords is somebody who can make this happen, right? It's like somebody who can, because the King of Swords can be like an advisor. It can be somebody who's drawing up contracts. It can be somebody who is negotiating a deal. It can be somebody who's publicizing. You know, this person could work in communications or technology. Maybe this is some kind of like technology, like homeschooling with an online virtual learning environment. It's coming through really, really specifically, but that's strongly how it's looking to me. And it may not be that exact situation, but it's like that kind of, it's that kind of scenario, but maybe apply it in a different way. It's like you're going to be Miss Peregrine in some sort of way. Like, how cool is that? I love your reading. I'm claiming your reading. I want it. I want to run the school for special kids. All right. But focus on the here and now. What can you do right now to make that future happen? What steps can you take towards it? You know, maybe sign up for the course. Maybe sign up for teacher training. I don't think I want to do teacher training. Because again, my own personal feelings on that. There's a few different things. There's a few different reasons why I kind of decided it wasn't for me. And again, I got on the course. A few, like several factors, but one of them being I did find the standard structure of the way schools were run to be very, very not fit for purpose for all children, right? And I just found it very kind of scripted. And there were other factors involved as well, and I won't go into all of them because and the school I was working with was absolutely brilliant, right? But they had to work within the bounds of the framework, within the bounds of the resources that they had access to. So yeah, and this feels more innovative. So maybe not actually being a teacher, but being a you know, a course in education itself and education theory. I'm kind of like drawing myself into this reading now. All right, take care of yourselves. I hope that was really helpful to you, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.